on special standards. Well, today on the show, in case you just joined us, you just missed out on the story segment. However, we are moving to the next segment of the show, and that is the discussion segment. On the discussion segment today, we're going to be discussing dealing with toxicity in relationships. And to join us in that conversation today, like I told you earlier, is no other person than boss Mrs. Victoria Yoosuff. And yes, she's ready to take us on the ride this evening. You're welcome. Remember, as the show progresses, you want to ask questions, you want to contribute. You can do that by calling us on 0902 922 2944. or 0807 777 3288, or send us a WhatsApp message on 0901 625 2525. Let's join in the conversation this evening. Alright, boss Victoria, let's start from the beginning. When we say toxic relationship, what do we really mean?
Toxic relationship simply means a relationship where there is no love, or there is no free flow of communication, or where there is abuse, or a relationship where the control is one-sided. The suggestions that are accepted is one-sided. So whenever you see yourself in a relationship where you are running away from yourself, or you have totally changed from who you used to be, you're now hiding, you're now trying to be somebody else, you are always eager to please somebody else at the expense of your own peace of mind or joy in that relationship, then there is a high tendency that you are in a toxic relationship.
Wow. So how do people get into such relationships?
There are several ways. Some people unknowingly, unconsciously, they are not aware. They just see somebody that really loves them, that really admires them, and they'll feel most of the time that, oh, when this person is calling regularly, it might be because this person really loves me. It might be because this person admires me. It might be because, oh, this person really cares about me. That's why they are asking about my location, the things that I'm doing, and things like that. But unfortunately, there are also people that know that their partner is toxic. Some people already see the signs that this person is abusive, this person is controlling, and this person can do virtually everything just to have his or her way. And yes, they will blindly enter into it, maybe with the notion that, oh, I will change him, or with time things will become better, or with time this person will begin to trust me, and so they won't be so controlling like before. They won't be shouty and angry at all times when I show them how happy I am with them, or how I am so submissive about this relationship, or how I try as much as possible to please this person. So some people actually enter a relationship knowingly, because they feel they can change the person, or maybe that's the notion they had while they were growing up. Because human relationship is very dynamic. Sometimes you will see something that is so clear to someone that is not emotionally involved. Like, how can you go ahead with this toxic relationship or with this person? How do you survive? What do you see in this person? But some people don't mind. Maybe because that's how they were brought up. Their father was always abusive, shouting, insulting, controlling their mom, and so they feel that's the way love and life is supposed to be. And some other times it's the man that is suffering in a toxic relationship, because it can be both ways. And because people already get used to this kind of a thing, they feel it's a normal thing. Oh, when my husband shouts at me, or if he doesn't shout at me, that means he doesn't love me. If he doesn't abuse me, because some people have this crazy ideology that when he shouts, when he spanks me, when he abuses me, then we will make up later. When there's a disagreement today, we get to know each other better, and then we'll make up.
But isn't that true? Isn't that true that arguments and disagreements actually help relationships bond better?
To a large extent, you could say that. But what is the reason of that argument? Some people will intentionally build or cause issues to arise in their relationship or in their marriage because they feel it's a normal thing. Like, I think I've shared it before here that when I first got married, I had this notion of, when we have a misunderstanding, then we'll understand each other better. So I was always eager to, we have not argued today.
Doesn't mean we're not together.
No, that is what I had in mind. Because I always hear it's like, when I was very little, my mom counsels people, and then I go to a lot of church programs for women, and I hear them say, without misunderstanding, there is no understanding. So I had this notion in my mind that, until we have misunderstanding every day, I will get to know my husband a bit better. But unfortunately, some people have that in mind, and they don't outgrow it. Now I know that that's not how God wants it. Exactly. But some people still have that ideology that, we must always fight, we must always argue, and these arguments might be public. Like my own, back then, it used to be in the house. Sometimes maybe when I'm about sleeping, I'll say, we've not had a misunderstanding today. I will pinch, or I will just create something, pinch, or, tickle him, and then he'll be like, now you don't see that I'm sleeping already. Say, hey, talk. I want you to talk so that but I had to outgrow it, and then decided to do other things to find out and to actually get to a point where I know my husband and he knows me to some level. But some people feel that, that is the way it's supposed to be. When he shouts, when she shouts, when she throws tantrums up and down, and things are always hot, that is how they will settle, or that is how they will know each other better, which is totally wrong.
Okay, now let's look at the degree of disagreement. I know that when you disagree or when you argue, it's not like you said now, it's not totally out of place. But at what point does it become toxic?
It's toxic if you are either doing it privately or you are doing it publicly. Because some people, they are so good outside, but within the house, within the room, they will insult hell out of their partner. So inside the house, it could become toxic when you start abusing each other verbally or sexually or any other way of abuse. It is totally wrong, even if it's inside the house where no third party is there. And also, it is toxic when you go out of your way to insult people in the public, to try and maybe control them or make people feel that, this is my wife, so I can talk to her anyhow. This is my husband, so I can do whatever it is that I want to do. In public, it's totally wrong. And because human beings have a notion of, this is my safe place where I can be myself. But unfortunately, when your human rights are being violated by this same person you claim to love so much, then it is becoming toxic.
Alright, but Vic, I want to ask a question about changing toxic people. Some people say, this is me, this is my person. They don't pretend. They show everything. And some people, after seeing this thing in me or in her or in him, they still go ahead to marry this person. What is your advice for such people?
For them to change the person, if a toxic person can be changed?
Yes.
A toxic person can be changed, but it is highly dependent on them. Because a person that is already saying, this is how I am, I get angry, I can beat any woman, I can break your head, and they keep saying this with this authoritative attitude, there is a high tendency that they are not willing to change. So if you're already in a relationship with them, you can either leave or you look for a way to manage them, or manage yourself, manage your happiness around them. So it is highly dependent on them. Is this person willing to change? Is this person willing to see the way you see things? Is this person willing to communicate with you and say, So how I shouted at you at the office is totally wrong. Oh, how I sent abusive messages to you, or how I insulted your mom or your dad or your siblings because of this and this that happened in the house is actually wrong. Oh, I am sorry. It depends on that person. If the person is willing to change, there's counseling, there is books to read, there is, prayer to pray, and so many other things that you could apply, and that person will change gradually.
Now, let's look at toxicity before marriage. Most of the time, like the story we brought to you today, it was as though, I don't want to say the woman didn't, because most people have been saying, didn't the woman see signs before? The truth of the matter is that most of the time, some of the signs are subtle. They're not as open as when you now get into the marriage. Because at the point where you are in the marriage, now both of us now, you have nowhere to go,
Yeah.
That's the way it looks like.
Yeah.
This silent toxicity, how do you bring them out? Especially at the point where you are in love, and it's as if the love is blinding your eyes. You cannot see. How can you really, in the midst of that love, see through and bring out those subtle, toxicity? Okay, can you give us with examples, with inference?
I would always say that it's better you discover purpose before you discover love. And when you want to marry, is when you discover purpose and you know yourself, you will know the set of people that should suit your kind of journey in life. Okay? Then that aside, now you are already in a relationship. It's advisable that at the very early stage of your relationship, before you get all emotional attachment attached to this person, that you ask questions. You shine your eyes like NAVDAC. You pray as much as possible. You read books, you do researches before you commit yourself to anybody, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Emotionally is very, very key, because once you are so attached and maybe you're already hugging, you're already going on dates, you're already kissing each other, if somebody outside come and tell you, this guy, there's a tendency he will slap you later, or there's a tendency she will insult you or insult your parents, you'll be like, no, maybe because you don't like her color. She's my angel. Maybe you don't really understand her person. That is why you're talking like this. When there is an emotional attachment, it becomes almost impossible. But before marriage, no matter how attached you are, you can still break away. A broken engagement is far better and can be managed better than a broken marriage. So it's advisable that when you are outside, even if you've done all the prayers, you've read all the books, you've seen the signs, no matter how subtle the signs are, try as much as possible to sit back and examine things, because a lot of people will say things like, oh, I didn't know he is very controlling. For example, you see a situation where a man, you are in a relationship with him, you've not gotten married, you've not even maybe decided to actually marry to this person, and he's asking you things about your salary, how do you spend it, who do you send money to, which in a light note, okay, sounds good, because you are in love with this person, you are seeing a future with this person already. But when it comes to an extent of things like, so you mean you wasted 5,000 naira and just sent it to your sister like that, or so you mean,
Wow.
you will hear some comments like that, and some people just say, no, now they will start explaining over and over, it's my sister now, she really needed it, he needed it, that's why I sent it. Your own mother, this man or this lady is telling you, send me the money first before you remember your mother that took care of you. Situations like that, you directly or indirectly, you'll be hearing some funny comments, and a lot of people say, no, now my mother needs it, she's not feeling fine, that's why I needed to send the 20,000 to her. Money that is not hers. a man is working and he has to explain every bit of his money to the lady, you should know that there is a tendency that this person after marriage would want to control your finances. And the same way with the men. There are sometimes you see ladies, maybe before they get married, the guy is telling you, no, you don't know how to dress. What is all this nonsense? Why did you make your hair like this? You have to go and change it too. You already have a statement you can hold on to. Maybe a guy says, I will break your head. In fact, if I marry you, you cannot be spending money like that. Or if I marry you, you cannot be going out, you cannot be working in so place. You already know. When you hear some of this, it might look like a joke. The person might even be laughing. You might be in a group of people, friends, and the person will say something that on a lighter note, on the surface, you might feel that, oh, this person is just being funny. But when you sit back and you just like think over it and say, why is this person complaining about my shoe in public? Why is this person bringing me down? Or my contribution is not accepted or is not valuable. When you start noticing some of these things, it's good that you sit back and listen and watch. What is that person's reaction towards your success? Is this person threatened by what you might want to become in the future? Is this person threatened by the success you already have now? Some people, maybe for example, the man has a car and he's thinking of, oh, I want to buy a car for my mother very soon, or I want to go and renovate. And the lady is like, let's get married first. On a lighter note, on the surface, you might think that, okay, it's actually good before I buy a car for my mom. But what is this person's reason? So you have, sometimes when you hear things like that, you will have to ask questions. Why are you talking like this? Or even, it might not be to you directly. It might just be among their friends. Maybe the person is making a phone call and the person is shouting and, being bossy and naggy or uncaring to somebody on the phone. Even if it's their subordinates, there are some signs that we will always see, but a lot of people overlook.
Let's take this call. Hello, good evening to you, boss. Good evening to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, boss Iwan. Great to have you on the show today. All right, please go ahead. Where are you calling from, though? Maitama. Okay. All right, go ahead. Okay, but Simon, I know you have so much to tell us, but you will have to wrap up because of time. Yes. So wrap up your thoughts, yeah. Hello? Hello? Oh, yes, please go ahead.
If the guy is ready, the lady right now, out with you. If you get married, the guy will be with you.
Wow.
If not, the guy is rich, and the guy don't come out, let us share our kids together. If they marry, the guy will be sitting on his own. Because you don't expect to marry a man before you change him on. In other words, work with the guy, know the guy says, what the guy says, and let you work together. And when you marry, everything will be easy for you. Because you will start using from starting.
Thank you so very much for Simon. Before you go, you can request a song.
Okay. I'll go Lollipop.
Lollipop, okay? What number? Number 4, Lollipop, okay. That will be Mariah Carey, I Stay in Love.
Alright.
Oh, you're welcome. Stay boss. All right. Okay. We have a message right here. I was meant to take this message. Somehow I skipped somehow. It says, "Good evening, bosses. Good evening to you." It says, "This is Mr. Akin from Niger State." Boss, Mr. Akin, it's a delight having you on the show today. It says the scripture says, "If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do?" The foundation is faulty from the beginning of the relationship. Okay, I think he's talking about our question for the day, our story for the day. He says, "But Queen of Love always says, and I quote, you shouldn't start what you can't finish. The husband is not a real man of God. I will advise him to try and seek committee of the elders in the church and also continue to pray well for her marriage." And he's asking us to play Lollipop number 2 for his treasure. Lollipop number 2 is Mariah Carey, I Want to Know What Love Is. Wow, amazing song. But Victoria, I know you have what you want to say in reacting to what Simon already said. So we're going to take your reactions,
Okay.
and then we'll go to this music.
All right. What he said is totally correct. I accept what he said 100%. Because whatever you do during your courtship or your pre-wedding period, okay, it's like a rehearsal. It's like a dress rehearsal. What you are going to perform or act out later on will just be like a level 1 or level 2, you know. So it's actually very important that you watch who it is that you are getting into relationship with. And what he actually did concerning that makeup scenario is just the excellent thing to do, because a lot of people will just shout down on the woman that what's all this nonsense, you don't even know how to match color, see your face like masquerade, this is, you know, and it will not even make her want to improve. But the way he just said it, that, oh, I like your natural face, and this thing, the way you draw the thing is not fine.
It's
you
really
know, drawing. So you know that is an excellent way to approach ladies or approach your partner, so that they don't feel totally neglected or pushed out or insulted. Rather, it will encourage them to actually try to improve on themselves.
Okay. All right, let's go on a break right now. We have Mariah Carey, I Want to Know What Love Is, and Mariah Carey, I Stay in Love. Those are two songs we're bringing your way right now. And remember that you can also contribute to what we're discussing. We're talking about dealing with toxicity in relationships. So share your thoughts with us, share what you have to say. If you want to place a comment, you can call us on 95.5 Abuja, just talking about love, having fun right here, talking about things that matter when it comes to relationship, love, and life. That is what Love City is all about. So if you've not joined this right now, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you should be right here, because this is where the world is, this is where Nigeria is, this is where everyone is, and this is where we are talking about love right here in Love City. So join the conversation right here. To join, just tune in, tell your friends and family members to tune in to 95.5 Abuja Boss FM, or they can tune in via our online stream platform, which is www.bossfm.ng, and that is how they get to be part of this. Now they can also call in to the show on 0902 922 2944 or 0807 777 3288. WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. We have a caller. Hello, good evening to you, boss. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Isaac.
All right, boss Mr. Isaac, where in Abuja are you calling from? Zuba. Is this your first time of calling the boss station? Oh, wow. I have to welcome you especially. Thank you. This is Boss FM 95.5 Abuja. All right, say something. We have some romantic songs, and we've shared them into chocolate, caramel, lollipop, and candy. You can take from these boxes. Which one would you prefer? Oh wow, it's out. All right, thank you so very much, Boss Isaac. Stay boss. Wow, that's a lot has been said there.
Coming from your mind.
I like the part where he says, I don't know why the men are always angry. And yes, and not because he's sad so, but let's take this call. We'll get back to that. Hello, good evening to you, boss. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Wow, that's serious. Okay, boss. Yeah. Boss PJ, great to hear from you this evening. It's really a delight. Okay, just keep listening, and definitely I know you'll call back. All right. Yes, thank you so much, Boss PJ. Stay boss. Yeah. All right. In case you are in Boss PJ's shoes, let me let you know that Love City has been on, since last month, and it starts 5 p.m. every day, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. From 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., we are here talking about love. You can tell us about what is wrong, in your relationship. You want advices. You can tune in to give advice to people add your contributions, ask your questions. We always have a relationship expert or coach or mentor in the house to join us in our discussion segment. We have the game segment where you either get back the ex game, where you get back to your ex, or you say, you know what, I'm not doing anymore with my ex, and of course we play games together just to have fun. We also have the shout out segment where you can celebrate people's birthday, give a shout out to someone, say I love you to someone, say I'm sorry to another person. Yeah, all this comes up on Love City. It's 3 hours, super packed, and you cannot throw away the part where we listen to amazing love songs. The love songs on Love City, even me, so I feel like loving again and again. I can tell you that, but Victoria is laughing at me. I can tell you that, yeah. And then, yes, you can actually pick the songs you want from our boxes. We have the chocolate, caramel, lollipop, and candy. For today, our chocolate is actually Lil Saya. For caramel, it is Elvis Presley. For lollipop, it is Mariah Carey, and candy is Mario. So when you're calling in, you can choose anyone from this list, and of course we have 1 to 5, so you can pick any number of your choice. Boss Victoria, over to you. Your reaction.
The other Mr. Isaac, right?
Yes, Boss
Isaac
Mr.
from
Isaac.
Suba.
That was amazing.
Mm.
The truth is, if you really want to enjoy your relationship, just follow God's principles. It's true. It talks about how to treat your wife, how to respect, how to submit to one another. But you know, a lot of people want to emphasize on submit.
As if it's assignment.
So if you actually read your Bible and you follow through, there is no how. And you plan it well, you follow it not just religiously, but you know, you follow it and say, oh, I want to learn more, I want to improve. Because why I'm saying not religiously, because of the story we had earlier.
Exactly.
So you don't just assume that, oh, because it's the pastor, oh, my marriage will just be blissful. We are human beings.
Not
we
all
make
pastors
mistakes.
are relationship experts.
So it's not all
That's
of
the
the pastors that can actually counsel you when it comes to relationship issues. Okay, some are deliverance pastors. Okay, that's enough. But that is just the truth. When you read your Bible, okay, and you follow God's principles, and your spouse or your spouse to be also follows God's principle, because hey, your love is not enough, your submission is not enough, your caring, your attitude to wanting to have a better relationship is not enough. It has to be both ways. So if you are trying to do everything perfect or improve on your relationship and your partner is not willing to, you're not going anywhere. You're just going to go up, down. You're settled today, tomorrow she does something or he does something. So it's actually very true. You can go out of your way to help each other succeed in life, complement each other, and support each other. Washing clothes is not a bad thing at all. Fetching water, you know, going out of your way to cook for each other and things like that. There should not be a particular role that you say it's the woman that must do it at all times. Even when she's sick or she's weak or she's tired or stressed, you still insist that in my family, my mother used to do everything. You will just kill your wife. It might not be physical killing. It might just be that you overstress her emotionally and then she'll start running away from you. Or the man, you're always demanding, oh, it's my father that used to provide for everything. So because of that, you fold your hands as a woman and you demand and demand and demand without proper appreciation. Before you know it, the man will also get stressed, tired, and want to also look for a way out, you know. So it's always good for us to balance everything. If your husband is doing something good, try and do something good also. If your husband is doing something bad, that doesn't